Hello, hi and welcome to the ambulance video. This video is all about the very first pop, maybe start of the ambulance. So I'm going to say to you, now the Reaper's telling the skeleton he needs to go down the road, around the corner and end up over here. So what happens is the skeleton gets in the ambulance, the Reaper gets in the ambulance. Now what nobody realises is behind the back of the ambulance is Emma. Now, Emma obviously opens the door of the ambulance. Now, you'll see the door animation properly in the next part of the clip. In the other clip of the video about the ambulance, you'll see me talk about this part. So, I'm just showing you the kind of conversation that's going on over here. So, anyway, this is what's kind of going on with the Reaper and the skeleton. So, if and when I receive the email from Microsoft, if I can use the assets, it's great. So, as I said, if you go over here, we can set the first animation, which is the door itself opening like this. Okay, that big white thing there, that's not a bone, that's actually on the skeleton, on the actual thing itself. That's all that is. So ignore that. So that's just animation. So we can have the door basically on like a keyframe, so it's like this. As you can see, it passes through a handle. It doesn't do that. It does behave properly. Now, if you do this one, that's that character kind of pulling the door. So she's kind of pulling on the door in this part of the clip. So as I said, I haven't made the clip perfect because I don't know if I can use the assets yet. So anyway, I'm just kind of showing you. So what you want to do down here, that's the third one, so she's standing still. So the first animation is basically just the door animating on its own, just to show you the actual door that actually does open. And then the second animation is obviously the character pulling the door. Now, when you watch the proper clip, as she pulls the door opens. And then of course that's just standard default. So in the next part of the clip, so this is just a little clip to kind of show you the actual basic 3D viewer actual models. Now when you download this skeleton, this one here, if you go to the 3D viewer, go to the library, there's two skeletons in the library. There's one that doesn't move and this one actually kind of moves. So this actual animation here is an actual animation from Microsoft itself. It's kind of saying something, but I don't actually know what he's saying. I really don't. But anyway, so I'm kind of stuck in the scene with the Grim Reaper because I'm thinking, because the Reaper himself is actually a skeleton, if you actually zoom into him. Now he does look pretty great. So if you look at his ribcage, he's basically a skeleton. That's what he is. So okay, so I'm thinking, obviously in the game scene on Red Band Alley, I need the character to basically do some jobs. Now he needs somebody to tell him what to do, where to go, how to do it. Because he can't kind of think for himself. He can't. So the Reaper basically orders the skeleton to do all the things that he don't want to do. So anyway, the pair of those, the skeleton gets basically in the truck. The Reaper gets in the truck. Emma herself gets in the truck. When the truck pulls away, when it does pull away, obviously the door slams shut. This is what happens. And she has to hide because if any of them come around the back of the ambulance and check what happened to the doors, they might actually see her in the back of the ambulance. Now, I am going to tell you what happens later on. The skeleton itself, not the Reaper, just the skeleton, when he pulls up over on the other side of the map, he does get out the ambulance to actually go around the back of the ambulance and check the doors. But by this point, the character is either got out the ambulance or she could be hiding in the ambulance. But I don't really kind of know yet. So I'm going to give you a couple of options. I'm going to give you the options. I'm going to give you, I'd say, three options. One, to hide. Two, not to hide at all. And three, to get out the ambulance before the ambulance actually stops. And before the character actually walks to the back of the ambulance. So let's say the ambulance stops at a certain point. The character might get out the ambulance, and when she hears the other door open, maybe she looks around the ambulance, and when there's no one there, maybe she walks down here. And because don't forget, when the skeleton gets out the ambulance, he has to walk down this side. So if she goes that way, she's going to be kind of safe. But obviously, don't forget, she can't go too far down here because the Reaper is still inside the ambulance. So I think, yeah. So you need to watch what's going on in the game and kind of watch the kind of scenario that you kind of end up in. And you need to find the best way actually out of that situation. Sometimes you can get away with it, sometimes you can't. So you got to take your chances probably, either with the Reaper, which I wouldn't recommend it, or, but you never know, he might be friendly, or you can take chances with the skeleton. Like I said, he can't really think for himself, so he has to be told what to do. So if he comes around here and sees you in the ambulance, or sees you getting into the ambulance, you could obviously try to pretend that you're just going to knock on the door. He'll probably believe that and let you walk away. He might do, but it all depends on the game. Anyway, watch part 2 of the ambulance and you'll see like you'll actually see part of the clip where she kind of gets into the ambulance, and then I'll show you a bit more later on. Now I'm just doing a couple of clips so I can actually show you a little bit more of the game content and a few more Microsoft assets that I'm actually kind of hopefully I can actually use them in the game. But I don't know, as I said, the game's free of charge, so I'm trying to look for all the assets to kind of save me a bit of time on the game, and not only that, I can actually advertise other people's assets along the way. Not really advertising them, I'm just kind of showing them off. That's what I'm doing. So, if anyone's got content, don't matter who they are, don't matter if it's a website, don't matter if it's you, don't matter if it's my content, if it's available and people can use it and it's kind of free, then of course, it don't have to be free, I'm saying, but I like to do free content, and obviously I don't mind giving a link back to you, things like that. So as I said, because my game itself is free, I don't want to purchase no items free. I want everything in my game world to be free. I will probably make about 90% of the game myself, but it all depends on what kind of assets I can actually get for free, really. So anyway, if you like my content, then you like it, fantastically great. So keep an eye on my content, and I will show you every kind of thing about animation and things like that. I'll show you all sorts of things. I'll show you how to texture, how to UV map. I'll show you everything. I'll show you how to add sounds and combine animations to make one animation. It's up to you. I'll show you how to make a menu like this so you can actually pick your animations, whichever animation you want. Anyway, I'll show you all that. Anyway, as I usually say, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, don't subscribe. It's up to you. It's your choice. I want to keep it that way. Watch the video number 2 and you'll actually see it actually get into the ambulance. Anyway, thanks very much. See you soon. Bye.